Hello, in this video I will demonstrate some terminology and explain how to use and, or, and the not symbol. So suppose we roll a standard six-sided die once. We're going to list the outcomes for the following events described below. So we're going to let event E be the event of rolling an even number, and we'll let A be the event of rolling a number less than 3. So when you roll the dice, you have 6 sides. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you don't know what a die looks like, you can just Google it real quick. But what we mean by rolling is you just like toss it from your hand or from a cup or something, and then the dice will land with a side facing up. What's facing up will be one of these 6 numbers. Either the 1 will be facing up, or a 2 faces up, or 3, or 4, or 5, or 6 faces up. Okay, so we're interested in whatever number is facing up at the end of the roll. So with event E, when we roll it, well, all the possibilities for event E would be even numbers that face up. So in our set, and our set will be denoted with curly braces, in our set we will have either a 2, a 4, or a 6 will face up. Those are the even numbers that could face up. So those will be our outcomes. Now, E prime here, that is a prime symbol. Okay, it's a prime symbol. And this is going along with that not. This is not even. So this says not even. And if you're not even, you can imagine not even means that you should be an odd number. Okay, so what are the odd numbers when you roll the dice? Well, not even would be a 1, okay, a 3, or a 5. So not even would be a 1, 3, or 5. Even numbers would be the 2, 4, or the 6. Okay, so that handled it with even. We could even define E prime. We could even say that maybe let's let O be the event of rolling an odd number. Event A. Okay, so looking at event A is rolling a number that's less than 3. And if you think about the numbers that are less than 3, well, less than 3 does not include 3. It's everything less than 3 would be the 1 or the 2. So all I would list here is 1 or 2. Okay, but then we have A prime. Well, A prime is relating to that not idea. So what's not A? Well, not A is not less than 3. And if you're not less than 3, well then you would be either the 3, the 4, the 5, or the 6. So you can be any of those other numbers, right? The not less than 3 would be any of these 4, 5, or 6s. Okay, so those are the possibilities that could face up. Now, I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but let's call this S. This is like our sample space. This is all the possibilities in the whole die. Now, I promised we will go over terminology with and or. So down here, I'm going to scroll down a little bit. We have a few other examples that I will work on. So let's just look at these first two. E and A. When you end up with an and statement, it has to be in both sets. Okay, it has to be in both for it to hold true. So if we look at E and A, it's got to be in both. So look at E and set A. What is in both of those? What roll would face up? What number would face up when you roll the dice? Well, okay, 1 is only in one of them, so we wouldn't take that. But 2 is definitely in both. And then 4 is not, and 6 is not. So with the and statement, when I look at E and A, the 2 is the only number that is even and, right, and less than 3. the 2 is the only number that could face up, right? That is an even number, and it has to be less than 3, right? You see, with the and statement, it's got to be both. Okay, but then when you look at the or statement, with an or statement, it could be either of them. It could be in E, or it could be in A. As long as it's in any of them, we will include it in the set, okay? So it could be anything included, anything that shows up. So E or A. Well, the even numbers, right? 2, 4, 6. And then also A, the numbers less than 3 could show up, 1 and 2, but I'm not going to list 2 twice. So I'm just going to list the 1 after that. So with or, you could have much more with the or, because it could be in either or set. Alright, so we've looked at the E and the A. We'll continue on. Now let's do this with a few other types. Okay, A prime and E. Well, if we remember A prime were the numbers not less than 3. So 3, 4, 5, and 6. E were the even values. That's 2, 4, and 6. Okay, well, with the and statement, we know that and it's got to be in both. So it looks like a 4 is in both, and the 6 is in both. So I will put in my set here, the outcomes that are possible are rolling a 4 and rolling a 6. Anything else is not, because with and, it's got to be in both. Got to be in both of those. Okay, the next one, not even. Not even was all the odds. So 1, 3, and 5. A were any of the numbers less than 3. So 1 and 2. Now, with the or statement, you could be in either or, right? You could be in either of these. So what I'm going to do is just list out everything in either event. So the 1 showed up, the 2 showed up, the 3 showed up, and the 5 showed up. Because you could be odd, or you could be a number less than 3. So you could be either or. Okay, and then back to an and statement. And tells you have to be in both. So what number that shows up is both not even, right? Not even, and a number less than 3. What number is not even and less than 3? It's got to be both, right? It's not even. Well, the 1 is not even, and 1 is not greater than 3, right? It's less than 3, so that would work. Also, if you looked over here, if you looked on the right, dealing with both of these, the only one in common would be the singular 1. So then we would know that that is the proper and statement. That is our full set, just the 1. I hope that helps with understanding or, and not. Thank you for watching my video.